Here we go again, guys. Another day, another reboot by Disney. My goodness, you would think that a company like Disney could come up with something original, but yet once again, they have proven that they can't do that. You know, it's either they're going to take existing characters and gender swap them, and now we get word that Home Alone is getting rebooted by Disney. Now, this is actually going to be on Disney Plus. It won't be a theatrical release. But do we really need a Home Alone reboot? Home Alone 1 and 2, those are some very, very great Christmas movies. I enjoyed those movies a lot. I enjoyed Kevin McAllister, running around his house trying to stop the bad guys from breaking into his house and taking him away or doing whatever they were going to do to him. It was a fun and entertaining movie. I have a friend that actually watches that movie every Christmas with his family. I went over to his house for Christmas this past Christmas, and we all watched it. It was the first time I saw it in a while. I really, really enjoy Home Alone the way it is. In my personal opinion, this doesn't need to be rebooted. And the way Disney is going with their movies now and the direction they're taking the MCU, I'm going to be very, very concerned with what they do with Home Alone. Home Alone is a classic. It is a big time classic. It has a huge following. When that movie came out in 1990, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of laughs. Disney, I can honestly say this, they can't recreate that magic that we got back in 1990 and 1992 with Home Alone 2. They just can't do it. But we all know that Hollywood is fresh out of ideas, so they're going to reboot Home Alone on Disney Plus. Here we go again. Says here on an earnings call today, Disney head Bob Iger announced that the classic franchise is among those getting the reboot treatment for the company's streaming platform Disney Plus, which is expected to launch this November. The Home Alone franchise, which premiered in 1990, followed the misadventures of kiddo Kevin McAllister after his family forgets to bring him on their Christmas vacation, leaving him to outwit burglars. The movie was a massive success, spawning 4 sequels in theaters and television. I actually forgot that they had part 3 and part 4, but it didn't have Macaulay Culkin in those last 2. And as far as I remember, they were pretty miserable. You didn't need to watch those 2 movies. He said, Bob Iger said on the call that the movie would be reimagined for a new generation, along with other childhood favorites, including Night at the Museum and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay. Night at the Museum, does that really need to be redone? That seemed like it just came out about 7 years ago or so. But reimagined for a new generation. What does that mean? Reimagine for a new generation. That means that most likely Kevin McAllister won't be Kevin McAllister. It'll probably be a young girl. They're going to do a gender swap of Kevin McAllister. I'm willing to bet this will happen. If you disagree with me on this, let me know in the comments, but everything that Disney is doing, they're gender swapping everywhere. Look what they're doing with Thor. They're gender swapping Thor. Thor is a man. Thor is Thor, but no, they have to have female Thor. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't say that. The mighty Thor, Jane Foster. But that's another story, so I digress. And it says that it's unclear whether the Home Alone reboot will feature its star, Macaulay Culkin, who's been keeping busy trolling Hollywood during award shows. Now, I doubt that they're going to get Macaulay Culkin to come back in a starring role. Maybe he's all grown up now and he leaves his kid at home alone. I just don't see that happening. I think this is going to have no attachment to the original. So when they say reboot, that means reboot. Macaulay Culkin, if he makes an appearance, is probably just going to be a cameo, and he won't be Kevin McAllister. That's what I think anyway. But I really don't want to see this. Hollywood, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of bright minds out there. We don't need a reboot of Home Alone. The first two movies were classics. You're ruining everything else, Disney. You ruined Star Wars. If you would have told me back in 2014 that Disney would ruin Star Wars, I would have said you're lying. That could not happen. But guess what? That's exactly what they did. They ruined Star Wars. Now they're about to start ruining the MCU. And now Home Alone. Boy, this is probably going to get some backlash, because in all likelihood, we're going to get a woke version of Home Alone. We really, really are. Because that's the way Disney's going. They're going woke because Hollywood is going woke. But guys, what do you think of this Home Alone reboot coming to Disney Plus? I'm not feeling this. I'm really, really not feeling this. We don't need this. Give us something fresh and new on the Disney streaming service. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx.